Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Art of Prepping. Just wanted to remind everyone that if you live in the area of the United States or Europe that's going to get a little bit more harsh weather this winter, it may be a good idea to help the wildlife. So it may be a good idea now to start slowly adding a little bit of extra bird seed or maybe it's dried corn, maybe it's whatever your animals eat. And just store up a little bit, maybe a 50 to 100 pounds of whatever. So you can just put out small amounts throughout the peak of the winter. Maybe it's just like right after the snowstorm or right after an ice storm. And everything is covered or frozen so that maybe like the squirrels can't get down into the ground and dig out their acorns or walnuts. And so they have to rely just solely on their body fat. Or the deer that really don't hibernate per se. They have to just stick it out, and so they could really greatly, use some fresh water and some type of food source. In certain parts of the United States, there's some laws against feeding animals, sometimes even on your own property. I don't really go with all that. I think that's bull, you know what? And so I'm going to take care of my animals. I typically, put out a lot of bird seed and stuff like that. And, of course, the squirrels love bird seed, the raccoons, the chipmunks, groundhogs. I mean, there's so many things that like bird seed. So you can't really go too wrong on the bird seed, especially if you get different blends. They have, I think that for me personally, at least in my area, the sunflower seeds are like, man, the most preferred seed of all seeds. I think it probably has to do with the high omega 3 and 6 content. Probably it has a lot of good nutrients in that particular seed. So you just figure out what the animals like in your area and just get you a few bags of it. Put it away for the next few months, and when we start getting into the core of the peak of winter, you'll have something to help them out. Some people go as far as to make little lean-to shelters to help the deer and stuff just kind of get out of the wind. That's up to you. But I just wanted to, just to bring that up because the animals, even though sometimes we look at our place as this is our home, this is our property, this is also their home, and this is also their property. In fact, a lot of these animals were here before I lived here. So who am I to say that they have to leave? And so when I look around, I really enjoy my animals. I don't like to hurt animals. I'm not a hunter. I get approached actually quite a bit from various hunters wanting to hunt on my property, and I always say no. And so it just, everybody has their own reason. And while I'm not against hunting in the actual, ethical sense by any means, I just don't like to hurt my animals, and because I enjoy them. I like watching the squirrels play tag and bury all their acorns. I like watching the chipmunk, just go about his way, and all the rabbits feasting and various birds that just hang out here. And so I think animals know when there's a safe place when they actually congregate in the quantities that they are on my property. I think there's a lot of animals that come here to be safe. And so I don't want to be like a threatening type of person. And I like to just embrace those animals and say, hey, you can hang out. There's a lot of animals that I continue to explore and, basically just learn about because I don't see a lot of them during the day. At night, they come out, and it's like, wow, you don't really see the possums during the day, but only at night. You don't really see the raccoons during the day, but at night, and there's certain birds too. There's owls and all kinds of things that you only see at night pretty much. And so going back to a previous video, we can learn a lot from the animals, a lot about our environment and things that are going to be coming. And we can also learn how to appreciate the natural world by watching the animals live, because they don't always work. If you watch them, they do a little bit to build their shelter, or they do a little bit to get some calories and food in their body. They do a little bit to put some food back in for the future. But they also play, and they do a lot of playing. And so, birds that play, all kind of ground mammals play. And that's the thing, work and play. That's what our life is. And it should be. It should have that balance. So let's remember one more time to take a note from the animals, to have a balance in our life, and to help help the animals, especially during this supposedly more harsh winter in various parts of the United States and Europe. Just to be a little aware, aware of their predicament, and that they're going to be under more of a stress load to get through that. Fresh water, a little bit of extra food, and possibly a little shelter options go a long way in the harsh of conditions, especially when we're talking about below 0 temperature Fahrenheit. And so last year, though, I mean, there was a couple days that we got, at least where I live, it got under a negative 30 degrees. And let me tell you, it was very, very cold. And I really was concerned about some of the animals, but hey, a lot of them survived. I mean, I don't know how they do it, but they do. So protect your animals, enjoy your animals, and enjoy your life. Take care.